we have a deal?
How'd it go, sir? Let me get everybody out of here.
Connolly, Robbins, come on. Everybody come on up. We had a really good meeting, and to answer your direct question, we have a deal. And I think it's really important. We've all agreed that none of us got all that we wanted. I clearly didn't get all I wanted. They gave more than I think maybe they were inclined to give in the first place. But this reminds me of the days we used to get an awful lot done up in the United States Congress. We actually worked with one another. We had bipartisan deals. Bipartisan deals mean compromise. One of the things that I've made clear, I've signed on, and I'm going to let them give you the detail because, and you can ask them, and I will talk to you all later, next hour or two. But I promise you, I'm not going away. But one of the things that we agreed on infrastructure. We made serious compromises on both ends. There is, and they'll give you the numbers. But they did not, and I understand their position. Republicans and this group did not want to go along with any of my family plan issues, the child care tax credits, the human infrastructure that I talk about. And that we'll see what happens in a reconciliation bill in the budget process. If we get some compromise there, and if we can't, see if I can attract all the Democrats to a position that is there. But they're gonna move in a dual track, and that's all I say. But I want to thank each and every one of them. It's been, a lot of us go back a long way where we're used to doing one thing, give each other our word, and that's the end. Nobody questions it. They have my word. I'll stick with what they proposed, and they've given me their word as well. So where I come from, that's good enough for me. So I'm going to turn it over.
Mr. President, you said you want both of these measures to come to you in tandem. Did you receive any assurances that will happen? And how do you anticipate, what will you do?
I control that. If they don't come, I'm not signing. Real simple. So, but I expect that in the coming months this summer, before the fiscal year is over, that we will have voted on this bill, as well, the infrastructure bill, as well as voted on the budget resolution. And that's when but if only one comes to me, I'm not, if this is the only thing that comes to me, I'm not signing it. It's in tandem.
Mr. President, do you support then Speaker Pelosi's stated plan to hold the bipartisan deal in the House until the Senate also passes reconciliation? Do you support that sequencing on her part?
Yes.
But Mr. President, you're all on the same page about the reconciliation package. So by moving forward with this two-track system, are you putting the bipartisan bill in jeopardy?
Sure, the bipartisan bill was, look, the bipartisan bill from the very beginning was understood there's going to have to be the second part of it. I'm not just signing the bipartisan bill and forgetting about the rest that I proposed. I proposed a significant piece of legislation in 3 parts. And all 3 parts are equally important. Don't dismiss it at all. Just remind them, I wrote the bill on the environment. I've been president about 150 days.
Concerned about these sanctions. How do you justify that? And what are your plans?
120 days. Give me a break. Need time. Fairly well so far. Not because of me, but because the way the system works. So it's not, I know that doesn't answer any of your questions. The best way to get that message across is go to the constituents and say, here's what's on the table. Do you think your senator, your congressman should vote for that? So you campaign. The campaign doesn't stop. The partisan piece stops in terms of I'm against Charlie Smith or Harriet Wilson. But that doesn't stop. That stops, but what doesn't stop is the saying, it's like on a last example I'll give, I promise I won't do this to you again, but so it's not just convincing this particular congressperson. It's making a rational case, if you can, in their communities why this is important to get done. And I think the fact that I didn't get everything now at this moment, for example, a lot of our housing pieces didn't get passed. We're coming back at it, though. We're coming back at it. We're going to make the case. And if I make the case to the public at large, asking me, well, you know, guess what? Employers can't find workers. I said, yeah, pay them more. This is an employees bargaining chip now. What's happening? They're going to have to compete and start paying hardworking people a decent wage. And by the way, talk of inflation. The overwhelming consensus is going to pop up a little bit and then go back down. No one's talking about this great, you know. So again, if it turns out that what I've done so far, what we've done so far, is a mistake, it's going to show. It's going to show the economy's not going to grow like it wasn't before. People aren't going to have jobs with increased pay like it was before. People are going to be out of work like it was before with no options. Unemployment's going to continue to climb instead of continue to go down. If that happens, then my policies didn't make a lot of sense.
Earlier today, a bipartisan group of infrastructure negotiators took the results of their efforts down to President Biden. It was an encouraging sign of progress after leading Democrats had gone out of their way to slow the process. Remember, at the first sign of an agreement last night, and then again this morning, both the Democratic leader and the Speaker of the House made it clear they would hold the bipartisan agreement hostage, demanding trillions of dollars in wasteful spending and job-killing tax increases in return for even considering it. The top two Democrats literally pull the rug out from under their bipartisan negotiators with these unserious demands before they'd even made it down to the White House. So President Biden's show of support earlier today appeared to be a major breakthrough for earning Democrats' support. But alas, that optimism was short-lived. Less than 2 hours after publicly commending our colleagues and actually endorsing the bipartisan agreement, the president took the extraordinary step of threatening to veto it. It was a tale of two press conferences. Endorsed the agreement in one breath and threatened to veto it in the next. Less than 2 hours. It almost makes your head spin.
Right this way,
Why attack Sanders? Why?
Now, I have no doubt the president is under enormous pressure from some on the left to deliver on a laundry list of radical climate demands. But really, caving completely in less than 2 hours, that's not the way to show you're serious about getting a bipartisan outcome. So look, I hope our colleagues can recover and get their good faith efforts back on track.
Really good meeting. And to answer your direct question, we have a deal. We actually worked with one. We had bipartisan deals. Bipartisan deals mean compromise. You know, a lot of us go back a long way where we're used to doing one thing. Give each other our word, and that's the end. Nobody questions it.
We're not anchored down by a real leader. You know, we don't really have a real leader in this country anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say Joe Biden is the president, he's our leader, and you'd be correct on paper, but I mean, everybody knows he's out of his mind.